Hi everybody, welcome back to videos. This is Unit 5, Section 4, Lesson 4, and it's on empirical and molecular formulas. So last night or yesterday we learned how to write the formula from the name, and today I'm just here to tell you that there are different types of formulas. So these are two of the different types of formulas. There are more than two that we'll learn about later. One of the types of formulas is an empirical formula. I like to abbreviate that EF. And the empirical formula shows the ratio of elements present in a compound. In an empirical formula, the subscripts are in reduced or lowest terms. So sometimes the formula is the empirical formula. For example, if you wanted to make water, you need 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. And these subscripts are in lowest possible terms. There's no other number that 1 and 2 are both divisible by other than 1. So the formula for water represents an empirical formula because the subscripts are in lowest possible terms. Okay? The molecular formula shows how many atoms of each element are present in a molecular compound. I call that the MF, or the MOFO, if you will, the molecular formula. And that may or may not be in lowest terms. It does not have to be, let's say it that way. Subscripts do not have to be in lowest terms. For example, if you wanted to make hydrogen peroxide, you would need 2 hydrogens and 2 oxygens. That's the recipe. That's what you need. It's how many atoms of each element you need. Now, this hydrogen peroxide is not an empirical formula because these subscripts are both divisible by 2. So the subscripts are not in lowest terms in this example. Therefore, this is a molecular formula, but it is not an empirical. Another example that I give you here is the compound butene. Butene has a molecular formula, an MF, of C4H8. So if you wanted to make butene, you would need 4 carbons and 8 hydrogens. But these subscripts are not in lowest terms, therefore it's not an empirical formula. They may ask you to give its empirical formula, and so in that case, in going from the molecular to the empirical formula, all that you have to do is reduce the subscripts. So you want the biggest number possible that all of the subscripts are divisible by, which in this case happens to be 4. So 4 divided by 4 would give you C1. And again, you don't have to write the ones, I'm being extra. And 8 divided by 4 would give you 2. So the empirical formula for butene is CH2, okay? So it gives us, the empirical formula gives us the simplest ratio. The molecular formula gives us the exact number of atoms, okay? So some elements have the same empirical formula, like water. That's the exact recipe, and the subscripts are in lowest terms, but some do not. And so I have a couple of examples here. It says give the empirical formula for each of the following, okay? So these would represent molecular formulas, and they want the empirical formula. So again, in going from the molecular formula to the empirical formula, you have to reduce the subscripts. So C6H6, both of those subscripts are divisible by 6, so the empirical formula is just CH. And number 2, C8H18, the biggest number they're both divisible by is 2. So you get C4H9, right? Number 3, WO2, there's only 1 W. So that happens to also be the empirical formula. If you could try 4 and 5 for me for tomorrow, I'd appreciate it. And I think that's it for the video. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy Friday. Bye-bye.